Hi, I'm Cincy Nerd, and this is my 80s vintage toy collection.
Man, this is ticket talking mother for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
All right, for those that have never been to my channel before, I am Cincy Nerd. I am a toy collector, and I collect a lot of different stuff, vintage and modern. But this video is going to show off my vintage stuff, and my vintage stuff only. Most of the stuff, if not all of the stuff, is from the 1980s. Original stuff. I have mostly open stuff, and I do have some stuff still on card in box. You'll see that at the end. But let's go ahead and get started. Now you'll see a lot of stuff that is not vintage, it's modern, and you will see that in a separate video. So I encourage you to subscribe, turn on notifications so you can see when that video comes out. And I'll be doing a modern toy collection video as well as little Hot Toys collection video as well. So make sure you subscribe. All right, let's get started. So I have basically two full detolfs of vintage 80s toys, plus one extra detolf shelf. So we're gonna start with that little extra detolf shelf here. And you see here that it's just kind of a mixture, a little smorgasbord of 80s toys here. Starting with Starcom. I was a big fan of Starcom. I was big into space and astronomy and space exploration when I was a kid, so I wanted to be a Starcom pilot. I love the cartoon. Pretty much all of the stuff that you see here is from a cartoon or a movie. This was a very, very good cartoon, a very good sci-fi cartoon when I was a kid. Starcom, got that right there. Now I do have some boxes for some of this stuff. Some of the things here I bought with box, and you'll see which boxes I have as well at the end of the video. Now I'm kind of a new Motu collector. I collected a little bit when I was a kid. One of my best friends growing up, he had most of the Motu stuff, so I didn't have a whole lot. And I am kind of a new vintage Motu collector here, so I only have 4 figures right now, but I'm gonna get more. But here are the 4 that I have. I like them very much, and I definitely want to buy some more Motu figures, but these are kind of some of my favorites when I was a kid. I really liked Clawful. He was very, very cool. I liked the way he looked, and I really liked Man-E-Faces too. Man-at-Arms was also very cool in the cartoon, but those are my 4 Motu vintage figures there. Going to the back, that's a Mego Joker figure, and that is a original Mego Joker figure, I guess from the 70s. So this is a 70s and 80s vintage toy collection. And this one right here, I actually have a picture of me holding this figure when I was like, I think 3 years old, possibly 4 years old. If I can find that photo, I'll throw it up right now. And there I am, all cherubic and angelic looking. Look at those chubby ass cheeks and that big ass forehead. Yes, I still have that big forehead. There's the Joker. Pretty awesome. I would like to get more Mego figures. I remember having Batman and Robin when I was a kid too. I do have one Dune figure. I picked this one up in New Jersey. I think it was called Farpoint Toys. I might be wrong, but I picked up this Dune figure, Raban, the Beast Raban. He is missing his helmet and his gun. I think he came with a gun and a knife, but I don't have those. But you don't really come across a whole lot of Dune figures, so I was really happy to find this one. I would like to get, is his name Fade? Basically Sting's character from Dune. I would like to get that figure too. I have a couple of Superpowers figures. This is a collection that I would like to build upon. Got Steppenwolf and Lex Luthor, Power Suit Lex Luthor. This one right here, I will refer to it as a pocket figure. I'm sure a lot of toy collectors know what a pocket figure is. Basically, when you're a little kid, you carried around some figures in your pocket, and everywhere you went, you had a little action figure to play with. This was one of them, Warduke. Still one of my favorite characters designs ever for any character. I freaking love this Warduke. This is a Advanced Dungeons and Dragons by LJN. Very awesome. He's got the shield, got the sword. And then we got some Battlestar Galactica here. Very, very cool. I would like to get some Buck Rogers figures too. I would like a Twiki Buck Rogers figure, but this guy's pretty badass. And then I've got Robotech. One of my, again, I was big into like space cartoons, so I really like Starcom, I really like Voltron, and I loved Robotech. And this right here is Rand in the Cyclone. I was a huge fan of that season with the Cyclones, Scott Bernard, Rand. Always had a thing for like motorcycles. Even though I've never really owned a motorcycle myself, I have a affinity for them. So, plus a motorcycle that turns into a damn armored suit? Hell freaking yes. So there you go. There's my Robotech Rand. I have a little stand for it there so he stays up, doesn't fall down. But there you go, guys. This is the kind of rando collection shelf. But let's move on. All right, so here are the two full detolfs. You'll see that there is Star Wars, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is probably my favorite thing to collect when I was a kid. Huge fan of G.I. Joe. So that's why I have the most G.I. Joe figures. Also, huge fan of Mask. Loved that cartoon. We'll get to those. I'll show you what I got. But let's start with shelf number 1. So Star Wars. I did collect Star Wars as a kid. I have only recently gotten back into collecting vintage Star Wars. So you'll see I don't have a whole lot. And I've tried to kind of organize them by movie. So you'll see here I have the New Hope figures in the front row. Definitely have several more New Hope figures that I would absolutely love to pick up. You'll see there's some open spots here on the shelf here. And then it moves into Empire Strikes Back. There's some Hoth figures there. You'll notice that I do have accessories for almost all of my figures. These two right here I don't have the guns for, Snaggletooth and Greedo. I also don't have the Walrus Man gun. He comes with a Stormtrooper type gun, and then these two come with, I think, Han Solo type guns, which is that gun right there, and then there's the Walrus Man gun. But I just need to, I don't want to buy repros, so I really would like to find original blasters for these guys. But anyway, moving on, here's some more Empire Strikes Back figures. I love that sensor scope R2-D2. There's Bespin Luke. Got some Cloud City figures here, the Ugnaught, Cloud City Pilot, the Bespin Guard, and Lando. And then recently completed, bam, I got the Bounty Hunters. Dengar, IG-88, Boba Fett, Bosk, Zuckuss and Forlom, or Forlom and Zuckuss, whichever you prefer. But yeah, there's a lot of my Star Wars figures right there. Again, some spots for me to put some new ones, some new purchases. Moving down a shelf, this is kind of a mixture here. Got some Star Wars here. I put all my Return of the Jedi on this shelf here, so you'll see Jabba's Palace Tatooine scene down here. And then he's a holdover from the Jabba's Palace scene, but I do have some of the Endor scene, and I guess the Starfleet briefing scene with Nadine. I always forget his damn name. Guys, I'm in my late 40s, so if I forget a name, it's my bad. I just can't remember all these damn names, especially when they got some of these guys got some weird ass names. And you know, I would like to classify myself as a super nerd, but I just don't friggin' remember all their damn names. So please don't lambaste me if I can't remember if this guy's Maydeen or Nadine. I think he's Maydeen. Anyway, he's missing his little frickin' PowerPoint pointer deal. But most of them have their accessories there. But there's my Return of the Jedi figures. I would eventually like this entire shelf to be all Star Wars. So I have two full detolf shelves of Star Wars figures. But right now they're sharing some space, some real estate with my Secret Wars figures. Hell freaking yes, I love Secret Wars. I want to buy more. I want to buy them with their accessories, with the shields, with the little inserts for the shields, with their blasters and whatnot. I got them on little stands here so they don't fall over. Some of them are harder to stand up, especially that Spider-Man. He's very hard to stand up without the stand, but got Spidey, Cap, Iron Man, Kang, and Magneto. Definitely some more that I'd love to pick up. Here is a sci-fi movie by Disney that I loved as a child. Absolutely loved it. It was a giant flop in the theaters, but Tron. Got a light cycle, an orange light cycle. I would like to buy the other light cycle. And I have Tron, Flynn, Sark, and bad guy. I forgot his name. But generic bad guy. I got him too. But there's this shelf in this detail. Star Wars, Secret Wars, and Tron. Moving on to the mask. All right, guys. Freaking loved this cartoon. I loved the opening song and the theme and the opening graphics to Mask. Such a great cartoon as a kid. Good Lord. It wasn't on for very long, but I really enjoyed it while it was on. And I am using these acrylic risers to make the flying vehicles appear to be flying, or at least elevated in the air. Thunderhawk, Condor. I do have, for some of these, I have the short mask version and the long mask version. Basically, if you're not aware, they made initially short mask versions. I guess some dumbass kids were putting these in their mouths and swallowing them. So it was kind of a hazard because the masks were so small. So they then made the masks even bigger. So you could see, what's his name? Dusty Hayes. He's got the short mask. This was the original version, the short mask version. For the Gator. I'm missing a sticker on that Gator, but you can see the one driving it is the long mask version. You see that extension on the bottom there? I guess the extended part told the dumbass kids not to put the damn mask in their mouth, but hopefully that alleviated that problem. Got the Hurricane, one of my favorite vehicles. I just love the way it looks. Absolutely gorgeous looking vehicle colors. Hondo McLean, that was the second Hondo. First Hondo was in the Firecracker. There is a long mask version of Hondo, if you can see it inside the Firecracker. And then I have the short mask one as well. Pretty badass. I will give it to them though, that short mask on Hondo, that does appear to be a slight choking hazard. It is very small. So like, yeah, the new version was a lot bigger. Got some randos here. Got Scott and what's his name? T-Bob. I think that was his name. And I think this was a Bruce Sato Adventure Pack figure. They came out with vehicles and figures and these adventure packs. I got one there that I think that was Bruce Sato. And then there's a Matt Tracker Adventure Pack figure there. I think I have his accessories somewhere, but I chose not to display him. I think that was a raft. Did he come with a raft? I don't recall. If you are a mask aficionado, let me know what that Matt Tracker comes with. And then the Rhino, another Matt Tracker figure. Matt Tracker, he was the leader of masks, so they made a lot of Matt Tracker figures. There's the short mask version of Matt Tracker, and then what's his name? Alex Turner. I think his name was Alex Turner. He actually came with, I believe he came with Boulder Hill, which I used to have. And when I moved from Cincinnati, Ohio to Dallas, Texas, I had to sell some of my larger items, and that was one that I sold and deeply regret. So I would eventually like to buy another Boulder Hill, complete with box, just like my old one was, and have that on display. But there's that shelf there of Mask. Moving on to the bad guys. Old Miles Mayhem and the Switchblade. First of all, badass name, Miles Mayhem. There's two more Miles Mayhem figures. Again, they made a lot of figures for the main bad guy. The Jackhammer there. Very awesome vehicle. Again, these are all the bad guys. The Vampire with, what was his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember the damn Floyd. Was it Floyd Malloy? That can't be it. If that's it, excellent name for the driver of the Vampire. Got the Piranha here. This was one of my favorite vehicles as a kid. I had this as a child. I used to, now mind you, I think I was like 9 or 10 when Mask came out. I used to play with the Piranha in the bathtub. I used to play with the part that went underwater, the submarine part, this part right here, in the bathtub when I was a child. Because when I was a kid, I played with my toys. I didn't just put them in a case and admire them. I played with them. And then you got this one right here. And then you got, this is my, I think this was my newest acquisition. My newest vintage Mask acquisition. Absolutely gorgeous. pick that one up. But there you go. There's the bad guys from Mask. Once again, good guys from Mask. And this is not the end of the Mask. In this video, I will show you some more stuff in just a bit. Let's move on to the G.I. Joes. All right, if you stuck around this long, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Throw up a thumbs up if you like what you see so far. If there's anything that you think I should have in my collection that I don't have in my collection, especially if it's from a property that I've shown. I mean, obviously I know I need a He-Man and a Skeletor, but throw up some suggestions on what I should get next from any of these properties that you know I love and collect. Throw them out in the comments. Or throw out what was your favorite vintage toy line to collect when you were a kid. All right, G.I. Joes, my bread and butter, my absolute love. I've loved it since 1982 when it first came out. I think I was 6 years old when it first came out, 7 years old, something like that. But I remember the whole bus, all the boys on the bus loved G.I. Joe. And there was one kid, Stephen D. Philippus. Stephen D. Philippus, if you went to Franklin Sherman Elementary School and you rode on my bus and you had I think you had a grandma in Pennsylvania, and you would visit her and come back with brand new G.I. Joes that I had never ever seen before, and it was a freaking mind-blowing experience. I think that's where I first discovered Flint. Is you went to freaking Pennselsvania and came home to Northern Virginia with a new G.I. Joe. Anyway, shout out to Stephen D. Philippus. Where was I? So here's my G.I. Joes, starting with the 82. I got a couple straight arms. Got a straight arm rock and roll, straight arm Snake Eyes. There's Stalker, Scarlet, a very new acquisition, Scarlet there. Got Duke, Snow Job, Doc, Torpedo. I'm not going to name them all. I'm just shouting out my favorite. Airborne, hell freaking yes. Recondo, I still love that commercial where they're talking about all the new play sets, and Recondo was shown, and Mutton Junkyard was shown, and Ripcord. Shout out if you know what commercial I was talking about. They were showing the Bivouac, they showed Blowtorch. Anyway, I love that commercial. It's on YouTube. I watch it from time to time just to be nostalgic. Anyway, Mutton Junkyard, Spirits, one of my favorite shows. Flint, love Flint, Lady J. Like, I would say 98% of my Joes I have all the accessories to. I do not have his sword or Uzi or Timber. I just have his backpack. Obviously, that's Ninja Snake Eyes. I still need his sword and his Uzi and Timber. Hard to find those. If you have an extra, shout out. Let me know. DM me. Shipwreck. I picked this up from the toy department in Cincinnati, I think a month before I moved away from there. So this one is nostalgic to me. And I always loved Shipwreck as a kid. There's Footloose, Barbecue, Quick Kick. Awesome. Loved Quick Kick. Moving on to the next shelf down. Got a keel hole. His crotch piece is broken. He's the only figure that I have with a broken crotch piece. This is going to sound weird, but if you have an extra keel hole crotch piece, hit me up. Because I would like to swap it out with the broken crotch piece that I have there. And because I'm very, very anal about that. I want all my figures to be complete. No breaks, no broken thumbs, no broken crotch pieces, none of that. Fresh O-rings. There's Alpine. Hell frickin' yes to Frostbite. That was a very, very nice gift from a friend. Got Lowlights. There's Iceberg, another very nice recent gift from a friend. A lot of friends and viewers of the channel have really helped me out in trying to complete my Joe collection. I think I'm down to maybe 5 figures total that I still want before I complete this collection. All right, moving on to some 86 guys here. There's Beachhead, Lifeline, Sci-Fi, Chuckles. I'm missing Chuckles accessories too. He's another one that I'm missing the accessories to. Again, most of them complete. A couple of them still need their stuff. There's Falcon, Outback, the Fridge. Got the Fridge. I am missing a Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter is actually one of the ones I still need. And I want the mail-away version. I don't want the drill instructor one. I want the mail-away Sergeant Slaughter with baton. That's the key right there. With original baton, not repro baton. There's Gung Ho. I always wanted this figure as a kid, this Gung Ho. I thought it looked so slick. I never picked it up as a kid, but got it as an adult. And then, so there's the Joes. The Joes. Got 2 shelves worth. And then, got some Cobra. Starting on the bottom here. Baroness, Destro. Both Cobra Commanders. This one right here, I had been searching far and wide for a good version of this Cobra Commander, the domed Cobra Commander. I had the hooded one, but I really wanted the domed one, and I found a great one recently, so added him to the collection. Got Storm Shadow, Mindbender, Crimson Guard, Firefly. There are a couple Cobra figures that I definitely want. They're part of the final 5. Snow Serpent, Cobra Viper. Those are the 2 that I can think of right now off the top of my head. The Bat, one of my favorite figures as a kid. One of my favorite figures now, actually. I love the Bat. One of my favorite vintage G.I. Joe figures. I also love Firefly. I got Firefly for Christmas one year, and I remember getting him, and he was so cool. Moving on to the Dreadnoks, Ripper Torch, what's his ass? Buzzsaw? Is his name Buzzsaw? Why am I brain farting right now? Got Zartan, Xandar, Zorana. Got Monkey Ranch up there. Big Boa. Hell freaking yes, the Big Boa. Televiper, Wild Weasel, Crystal Ball. So those are my Cobra figures, guys. I have some more down here with some vehicles. Vehicles take up some room, so it is a tight squeeze down here right now. But I do have Serpentor. Absolutely love Serpentor and the Chariot. Again, using a little acrylic stand to make him look like he's up in the air flying. The Mobat, I think the same year, potentially, that I got Firefly, I got a Mobat and a Rattler for Christmas. Both of those 2 vehicles, honestly, my favorite Christmas of all time. Still to this day. And a couple Christmases I got like the Sega Master System and the Nintendo. And that Christmas where I got the Mobat and the Rattler, still, nothing has beaten it. It's been the best Christmas ever. So, always holds a place in my heart when I see this. This still works, actually. I got this at Retro Madness. And it still works. The motorized play feature still works. There's Steeler inside. There's Tomax and Zaymod. Oh, freaking yes. Loved them as a kid. And got, what's his name? Thunder. I forgot the name of this vehicle, but anyway, I had this as a kid too. I think I got this 2 Christmases after I got the Mobat and the Rattler, but I definitely remember getting this for Christmas as well. And then I got some of the little, what are they called, pack rats, the little robot things that G.I. Joe used. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Again, one more apology, even though I don't think I need to apologize. One more apology if I can't remember names of things. But and please don't call me a fake collector, because Jesus, criminy, if I was a fake collector, why would I invest all this money in this stuff? I just can't remember, guys. And I don't feel like doing the damn research before filming this. So, apologies if I can't remember every single name of every single figure and every single vehicle. Hats off to you if you can, but I am not that guy. All right, guys, next clip. All right, before we get to the action figures that I have on card and sealed, I have 2 more vehicles here. Smaller vehicles. I got the Manta and the Polar Battle Bear. I don't really have any room in the case there for them, so they're just kind of hanging out on my office desk here. But there's the Polar Battle Bear with an extra snow job that I have. I think they look very, very good together. And then I have the Manta, and this Manta, if I remember correctly, was a mail away. I think you sent like proof of purchase or something, and maybe like $2.99. I forgot what it was, but they mailed you this back, which is a very, very awesome little, what's that called? Not a sailboat. Sail surfboard? I don't know what this is actually called. Windsurf? Is that what it's called? Anyway, there's a torpedo, an extra torpedo that I have, and I just really love this Manta. I love the way it looks. I love that the sail's just like a little piece of plastic, but it holds up. It absolutely holds up. But there's two more vehicles that I just didn't have room for in my cases. So there they are. All right, I mentioned boxes, and here are some boxes that I managed to pick up along with the vehicles when I picked them up. So there's the Switchblade box. I really love old stickers from old stores, and I like to see where these were originally bought. $14.99 there for the Switchblade. There's the Jackhammer box, the Piranha box. You know, having the toy is one thing, but when you actually have the box, it really does bring back an additional memory of seeing it in a store, possibly for the first time, because there was no internet back then. Sometimes when you went into a store and you saw these things, it was literally the very first time you had ever heard of it or seen it. So it was just like a very, very big moment as a kid that collected toys. So the boxes really do bring back a lot more than just having the toy itself. There's the Rhino box. This one was purchased at, what does that even say? Child World, $21.97. There's the Firecracker box, Gator box, Condor. I am missing a couple boxes from some of my mask vehicles. I know I need a Hurricane box. There's a couple others that the Vampire box I think I need too. And then the last box here is that big Starcom StarMax bomber. Very freaking awesome. I think I bought this from YouTuber Justice Curry, actually, now that I think about it. But there you go, guys. There is some beautiful box goodness there. Might try and stack these up and use that as my thumbnail for this video. All right, let's go inside my office and take a look at the stuff that I still have on card, sealed. As you see, most of the stuff that I collect is out of box. I am an out of box collector. I like to have the box, but I do have some stuff which is still sealed, hasn't been removed, and I'm gonna show you that stuff right now. Before we get to that, I actually do have some more stuff here. It's just cards. The figure was very, very carefully removed from the card, but there's some Starcom figures. You saw those in the actual display back there, but $1.98 for this guy right here. And I've got this one here. I remember getting this one as a kid. And then Colonel John Griffin, Slim. Very, very awesome. Starcom, loved Starcom so much. All right, so sealed stuff. Picked these up from my buddy Narc, not another retro channel. He was able to acquire these and he sold them to me, and I'm very, very happy that I have them. They are not ever removed. They're still in box. It's the Mask Iguana, still sealed. Crazy. Never been opened after all these years. And I'm not gonna open it. I would like to have an open version just to have on display, but these I plan to keep in box. And then here is the Mask Meteor that I have sealed. So very awesome. Ace Riker is the pilot of the Meteor. Very awesome. I picked this one up. I believe I got this in Cincinnati, House of Plastic maybe, where I picked this up. I don't have any kind of affiliation or anything with any of these stores. I just love their stores. I love going to them, buying vintage toys. So if I remember where I bought these, I will shout them out in the video. But Muscle, hell freaking yes. I remember one year I went to summer camp, and a lot of the boys that went to this summer camp had Muscle, and we traded a lot of Muscle figures. But huge fan of Muscle. This is an unopened package of Muscle figures. Very, very cool. I was collecting these before, I believe, I got into G.I. Joe. So these were early 80s. My father, who has passed away, he passed away in 2010, but he was a captain in the Air Force. So I was really into the military and stuff. And I really, really liked these guys because they had a military kind of connotation. Eagle Force, little die-cast metal figures. These are still sealed. I don't remember I got these. I think I might have gotten these locally from Dallas Vintage Toys. It's still got the sticker from Target way back when. It was on clearance, as a matter of fact. There's a little metal figure inside. And here's another one. This is a Harley Eagle Force figure with stickers. I love the stickers. I love seeing where they were purchased from back in the 80s. These are like little pieces of history to me. Eagle Force, the cat. Here's the last Eagle Force figure that I have. One of the cool things about these figures is they had a little comic on the back, some comic panels for you to read, and also a little read up on the weapon that they use. So there's the MAC-10 that the cat used, been purchased from Target. Almost looks unpunched. The little punch thing didn't fall off when they put it on the thing, but this is from 1981. You could have bought this on clearance for 25 cents at Target. All right, I mentioned my love of Robotech, and when you saw my loose figures, and you saw that I had a Rand and a Cyclone, well, I actually saw this at the toy department in Cincinnati when I was visiting up there, and I picked this up. This is a boxed Cyclone and a carded Scott Bernard, so hell yes. I was a huge fan of Scott Bernard, the character. He reminded me a lot of Han Solo in Robotech, but very, very cool there. Still on card, still sealed, hasn't been opened, and then here's a Cyclone. All right, I got some more carded action figures here. I've got The Legend of the Lone Ranger by Gabriel Toys. Very awesome. This is from 1980. I had to decipher the Roman numerals on the back. But yes, 1980. I would like to get a silver, his horse, but very, very awesome. I remember seeing this on the pegs when I was like 5 years old, which is crazy. If you don't want to buy Boulder Hill and you definitely want a Buddy Hawk or an Alex Sector, you can just buy this 2-pack here. This is sealed. Got the sealed 2-pack there. There's more figures on the back. This is unpunched, my friends. Never put on a peg, which is crazy. And kept in this condition for all these years. 85. This is almost 40 years old. You saw some of my Secret Wars figures in the collection there, but I do have 2 that are still on card and sealed. Got Dr. Doom. Comes with the shield. Comes with his, he comes with 2 guns there, and then the inserts for the shield. And if you've never seen the back of a Secret Wars card, shows you the other figures that you can buy. And then there's a little comic panel there too. Very awesome. And my second Secret Wars figure is Kang. Got Kang here. The bubble on Kang is yellowed a little bit, but still sealed, never opened, complete. And then there is the back of the Kang card. And then last carded figure here. I have it in a little bubble because the card itself has kind of curved, so I'm trying to flatten it out by putting it in this protective bubble. But Return of the Jedi, very nice. Klaatu, Nikto Barada, this is Klaatu, has a Toys R Us sticker, which is starting to come up from the card. This was $2.87, and I think this came out in 1983 at Toys R Us. I loved seeing the back of these cards and seeing all of the figures that you could buy. Very awesome. Klaatu. And the last 2 things here are not figures, but I just thought they were super cool and I wanted to share them. When you were in the 80s and you went to school and your mom or dad took you school supply shopping before school started, a lot of us back then got folders for our Trapper Keepers or for our backpacks. And these were folders that you could buy in the 80s, GoBots folders. So I just thought that these were so cool. I saw these at a toy show. You can see what the inside of the folder looks like, but this is just a folder that you put your school assignments in. Baron Von Joy right there, the Porsche. And of course, Scooter, who was very popular on the cartoon. And the inside of this one, Got a little ruler there. Put your name in there, the subject that this was for. This is the kind of stuff we had back in the 80s. Very, very cool stuff. But friends, that is a wrap on the vintage toy collection. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you liked what you saw here. Again, tell me in the comments what your favorite toy line was. Maybe if you saw some lines that I collect and there's pieces that you definitely think I should add to my collection, let me know in the comments. I've got a toy haul video. It's a modern toy haul video coming up next. And then after that, I'm gonna get back to the collection videos. I'm gonna get back to the modern toys. Might have to break that up. There's a lot of stuff to show you. Might have to do the 3 3/4 stuff, the Star Wars stuff, in a separate video. Not sure, but we'll see how much time it takes to record that. And then again, Hot Toys update after that. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, but I'll see you guys around the corner, and adios for now.